Good morning, students. This is the second part of Economics, Chapter 1 Development. So, let us start. First, let us understand what is national development. National development is the ability of a country or countries to improve the social welfare of the people. And countries improve the social welfare of the people by providing them social amenities like quality education, water facility, healthcare facilities, transportation, infrastructure, etc. Now, this is the world map showing developed and developing countries. We can see most part of North America, Europe, Australia are developed countries which are in purple color. In blue color, these countries are in transition from less developed to developed countries. The orange color countries, they shows less developed, whereas the red color, they are least developed countries. If we see where is India, then it comes in less developed countries. And one more thing we can see, the areas. The areas of different countries are totally different, as the area of some countries are very small in size, whereas others are very large. Now, how can we compare different countries or states? And for this, first let us learn what is the income of a country. The income is the income of all the residents of the country, and this gives us the total income of the country. So, can income be a measure of development? No, because as we have already seen in the previous map, where different countries have different population. So, comparing total income will not tell us what an average person is likely to earn, because some countries are very big in size and some are very small. So, how can we compare both the countries in terms of income? It is not possible. So, we can go for an averages. We can go for average income of a person in a country. And for this, we have to know about what is average income and how we can get it. So, average income is total income of the country divided by total population of the country. And this average income is also called per capita income. Now, this is the World Development Report of 2019, which has been brought out by the World Bank. And according to this, the countries are divided between rich income countries, upper middle countries, and lower middle income countries. So, which are the countries that comes in rich income countries? The countries whose per capita income is more than 12,375 US dollar per annum are called rich income countries. Second, the countries whose per capita income is between 3,996 to 12,375 US dollar per annum, they are upper middle income countries. And the countries whose per capita income is between 1,026 to 3,995 US dollar per annum, they are called lower middle income countries. And India comes in the category of lower middle income countries with only per capita income of 2,199 US dollar. And its rank is 115 out of 189 countries. Averages has its drawbacks It hides disparities. Now let us see with the given table. In this table, we can see the two countries, country A and country B. And the number of citizens are 5, and we can see their monthly income in rupees. In country A, the first citizen, his income is 9,500, whereas in country B, his income is only 500. The citizen of country A, second, his income is 10,500, whereas in country B, the second citizen's income is only 500. The income of third citizen in country A is 9,800, whereas the third citizen's income in country B is only 500 rupees. The fourth citizen of country A, he earns 10,000 rupees, whereas the fourth citizen of country B, again his income is only 500. Now the fifth and the last citizen of country A, his income is 10,200 rupees, whereas the fifth citizen of country B, his income is 48,000 rupees per month. Now, when we talk about the average income is same in country A and country B, which we can find out by dividing total income, that is the income of citizen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with their total population, and the total population is 5. So we can find that the averages are same in both the countries, but when we see the income of the citizens individually, then we find lot of difference between country A and country B. And if I ask from country A and country B, which country do you prefer to live in? Obviously, your answer is country A, because the division between the monthly income of citizens are nearly the same. That is why we can say that averages hide disparities. Now, average income and other criteria are measure of development. Average are on one hand and other criterias on other. In the previous part, when we looked at individual goals, then we found that people not only think of income, but apart from that, they also want freedom, security, peaceful life, respect, equal treatment, etc. Now let us better understand this by comparing these states with their income and other criteria. These are the states Maharashtra, Kerala, Bihar and Haryana. When we talk about their per capita income, and these data are from 2018 and 19. So the per capita income of Maharashtra is 1,91,736. The per capita income of Kerala is 2,04,105. Whereas the per capita income of Bihar is only 43,822. And last, the per capita income of Haryana is 2,36,147. And according to the rank in per capita income, the Haryana stood first, then Kerala is second, third is Maharashtra, and Bihar is at the bottom. This is the average income. Now what about the other criteria? The other criteria are infant mortality rate, literacy rate, and net attendance ratio. Before that, let us learn their definitions. The per capita income is when total income of the country is divided by its population, we get per capita income. Infant mortality rate, it indicates the number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1,000 live children born in that particular year. Or out of 1,000 live births, how many children die before the age of 1 year, that is called infant mortality rate. Literacy rate, it is anyone aged 7 years and above who can read and write with understanding. In last, net attendance ratio, it is the total number of age group 14 and 15 years attending school as a percent of total number of children in the same age group. So these are the other criteria. Now let us discuss about these. When we talk about the infant mortality rate of Maharashtra, then it is 19 children on per thousand. In Kerala, the number of deaths are 10 on per thousand. In Bihar, the number of deaths are 35 per thousand. And in last, Haryana, the number of deaths are 30 per thousand. Here we can see Kerala ranks first in infant mortality rate, whereas Maharashtra second with 19, Haryana 30, and again Bihar in the last with 35. Now let us talk about the literacy rate, and these are the ratios of 2017. The literacy rate of Maharashtra, it is 85, whereas in Kerala it is the highest with 96, in Bihar it is only 71, and in Haryana it is 80. Again, Kerala ranks first in literacy rate. And in last, net attendance ratio, here Maharashtra 72, Kerala 77 per 100 persons, in Bihar it is 54, whereas in Haryana it is 63. So in all the three other criteria, that is infant mortality rate, literacy rate and net attendance ratio, we can see Kerala ranks first in all the three criteria. Though the per capita income of Haryana is higher, but the people of Kerala are more happy. Why? Because the other criterias, that is infant mortality rate, literacy rate and in net attendance ratio, Kerala ranks first. And what are the reasons for that? Because the public distribution system in Kerala functions well. In Kerala, there is adequate educational facilities, and the health and nutritional status of people are much better than other states. So we can say that average income, height disparities and average income, through average income, we could not able to see the actual picture of the state. So these are the questions from today's topic. First, define per capita income, infant mortality rate, literacy rate and net attendance ratio. Question number 2, state any three factors other than income that are important in life. Third, what are the limitations of the per capita income criteria of the development? Or mention any 4 aspects of comparison notions of development between different countries. Fourth, why do we use averages? Are there any limitations of their use? Illustrate with the help of examples related to development. And in last 5th question, why does Kerala have a better human development index ranking in comparison to Punjab? Explain with the help of examples or give 3 reasons for that. Thank you.